Hi guys, I'm Elena. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Cino, and we're the first to build a way for people to simply pay together.
Amazing. And you launched in the UK 2 months ago, is that right?
Yes,
How's it going?
amazing. We knew UK would be hot. We just didn't know it would be that hot. It was our fastest growing market in terms of stickiness and engagement. So we're very excited about the coming months.
Why do you think that is the case? What is it about the UK that's made adoption and growth so much easier than in other markets?
I think it's a couple of things. It's the economical situation, right? I think now no one can afford to live by themselves, eat by themselves, go on vacation by themselves. So the amount of splitting you do has just, increased. And then I think British people are very social. The amount of times they go to a pub, and get a pint with friends or go out to dinner with people. So it's a perfect market for us.
I love how that's always the first thing when people are like, yeah, pub culture.
The pub.
Like,
I saw you've been doing like some activations in the pub, right? That's where you're acquiring your customers. I saw when you had like some posters and some leaflets out. Have you seen success off the back of that?
Yeah, we were very excited to see that pubs really wanted to work with us. We were kind of like shy at the beginning to approach them, and it's been a great success. But I think I made this joke on LinkedIn before that what we've seen worked well is actually people leaving the UK with Cino. So the first groups that we started seeing being created is like trip to Greece, trip to Barcelona, Hanzu in the Netherlands and things like that. So we do acquire them from the pubs, but then they seem to be leaving the UK instead of going back to the pub.
Interesting. And they're taking Chino with them, are they?
Yes.
what are your best pubs? Do you know? What's the one with the
We
highest
started
rate?
with a couple of them, so we're still trying to see which ones are performing the best. But we have a couple. We have pubs as well as like brunch places, cocktail places, so a variety of them.
Yeah, it's like wherever any sort of younger consumer is probably paying for bills and splitting them.
It was like use Chino, split the Vina was the time. That was cool. It was something like that.
That's a cool tagline. So you guys raised 3.5 million in seed funding around early in 2025, led by Balderton Capital, of participation from Connect Ventures, Tara Ventures, and several notable angel investors as well. Can you walk us through, how was the fundraise? How did that go? Why 3.5? Why these specific investors?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the fundraise was a bit of a roller coaster, but for who wasn't? We are a consumer fintech startup, right? And so we were raising in the kind of like the worst environment for consumer startups. No one wanted to invest in consumer startups. All of a sudden, B2B and AI is the hot ones. But I think what made this fundraise really good for us is the excitement from investors about the potential of what this new layer of payments could mean to the world, because everyone, regardless whether you're in a relationship, you're living with a roommate, or you have just friends, you have to split the bill with someone, right, at a point in life. So the opportunity is huge. We've known Balderton for many years, so we kind of very thoroughly do our due diligence with who we would like to partner, and they're just phenomenal. As well as Connect Ventures and Barney, who's the founder of Clio. He's a really, really good mentor from a founder to founder perspective. And 3.5 million, we were actually raising 3 million, but we got oversubscribed. So we decided to, increase it to 3.5.
It's amazing. We didn't know we brought Barney on next. He's coming on straight after you.
In 20 minutes.
That's so funny. Anything you think you should ask him?
Has he started using Chino yet?
Great question. Put him in the hot seat.
That's sort of funny. I think you're seeing a lot of popularity with like millennial and like I think maybe specifically Gen Z. Is that right? Have you got like distribution stats on where your users are sitting at the moment?
Yeah, 2/3 of our users are Gen Z. Young people, our stats says that around 60 to 70% of their monthly salary is spent on shared expenses. So that's why we're very popular in the segment.
Amazing. And what's the commercial model here then?
So we have two revenue streams. One is interchange fee, which is something that is paid to us by Visa and MasterCard. It's a percentage of the volume of the transaction. And then we also have premium features for paying users.
Amazing.
What are those premium features?
Things like, 0% effects, ability to have more than 3 cards, ability to personalize your cards. In the future, there's going to be more perks like ability to split your rent and new other kind of flexible payment methods that will be coming out in the coming months.
Yeah, nice. So like in London, I think there's a crazy stat that most people they're paying, their rent is over 50% of their salary. Most kind of Gen Zs. I think that's a massive like opportunity for you guys or a consumer startup in the fintech space to kind of take that and allow people to streamline their rent. The rent things like that would be the same. I mean, I'm thinking right now I would use that in 100%, right? Because I think it usually works with, and it has worked in the past with my setup. It's like, I'm living with 3 people. Whoever's earning the most will just pay the rent, and then the other people will just be like, it's on them to sort of turn over. And awesome. So okay, because it's like one big sort of payment that you kind of always remember, but the bills as well, like everything.
It's quite an interesting model. Like I think there's Built in the US. Have you seen Built?
Yes.
Maybe the similar thing, right? Where they bought that payments to rent, but they were taking from like a credit card perspective. So they now allow their users to pay for their rent on their credit card,
which I think is a massive unlock. And then, are you guys looking into that using kind of credit?
Like credits, we have been looking. We actually, even tested cashback just to see if that would be an appealing thing for Gen Z. But I think Gen Z mentality is a bit different from a traditional credit card. They think credit is a bit evil. So it didn't actually move any of our metrics, but we really love the way Built has created a 3 kind of pillar ecosystem, right? They have the landlords, they have the local businesses, and then they have also the banks involved to make this product happen. And we're definitely thinking of a better way to do it in Europe and the UK with the Gen Z mindset first.
Yeah, amazing. We have lower interchange rates as well, right? So it's a slightly different model, but yeah, they're a multi-billion-dollar company now, right? Bank. Yeah, very cool. I want to talk about market expansion. So you've come to the UK, you've seen it do really well. I also saw that you talked about Germany. And Germany kind of went viral, it took off, and you had no marketing spend. What's happening, and is it hard or complicated when your product is being taken into new markets without you? What's that like?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the first market. So what we've done is we opened the app all across Europe, right? But because we're still early on, we cannot do marketing in every single country. But we sometimes do quick experiments here and there. And so we had friends, half a year ago just growing up by itself. And then this summer, Germany started. I think we launched only one video. We paid like €100 for this video, and then we did a couple more partnerships. So I think I put on LinkedIn that we spent €1,500 in total, but we got like thousands and thousands of users from it in the span of a couple of days. And this is a go-to-market strategy that we actually have used in many countries. The way that we first spiraled the first network effect was through a very cheap video that reached millions and millions of views. And when I say millions, we're talking about anywhere from 6 million to 8 million of views. And that creates the first kind of like boom for us in the market. And then anything we do on top then becomes extremely cheap because there's already that solid, love and brand awareness that happens through these videos. So in general, we use TikTok quite avidly, but it is very challenging and complicated in the sense that like in Europe, you want to be as localized as possible, right? And our app is purely in English. So the fact that we're going viral with an English app is, I think, very rare in the consumer products. So down the line, what we'd like to do to even be stronger, that is localize the app and do all of the marketing materials in the local language.
And is it impacting how you're structuring your team? Are you trying to strategically place people around Europe, or are you quite centralized at the moment?
No, we are a very lean team. So we're like 9 people or maybe 10 right now. With 3 people in the marketing team. And we want to continue being as lean as possible because we believe that the future of any product team or any marketing team should be as lean as possible. What we're trying to do is we're trying to use AI tools as well as freelancers whenever we need help in specific things. But at the end of the day, we still want to have one team that is focusing on marketing global. And we also really believe in learnings. Like, of course, localized understanding is very important, but this is where we can get help. And then the team can really become an expert of what the messaging or what the proposition could look like in this market and how we can apply it differently to different markets.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd love to go back to what you mentioned, to thinking about your CAC channels. Short-form content seems like a big one. I think everyone's kind of for the past sort of 2.5 years understands that if you have sort of a Gen Z focused product and you're not marketing it on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, you're probably not doing something right. Like it's an easy growth hack. You mentioned this many views, like 6 million plus. Incredibly low budget to do that type of stuff. What is it like? How are you guys making these things go viral? Like, what is it? Is there like a thought process here? Are you just you're just filming something at a dinner and people are splitting the bill? Like, can you walk us through a bit about that?
Yeah. I think what you have to think about the marketing team nowadays is a content machine. So we are producing content every single day for different channels, trying to do different messaging. The content that went viral was the first one, just to give you an understanding, was a bit controversial. Is like a girl who said, "I'm so tired of having to ask people to pay me back, and I shouldn't live my life like this." The second piece of content that went viral, as an example, was a guy who said, "I am very awkward about asking my girlfriend to start paying for things. So I asked her to just download this simple, cute app. And look, now I don't have to ask her ever again to see whether we should or could split this bill, because now we're splitting all the bills automatically." And things like that, things like a bit taboo, things about money that no one wants to talk about, but everyone is thinking, are the things that go viral.
Yeah, those hooks are making me want to download it. Really interesting.
Yeah, it's an inherently viral product as well, because you have to have multiple people and groups in there. How have you kind of designed the UX of the app and things like that to make sure it's easy enough to just share a link or share the app? What's the kind of thinking about the actual design of the app?
Yeah, we are a network effects first app, right? So what I mean by that is that when we acquire one user, we get up to 4 people for free from that user.
Viral coefficient, yeah.
You can't use the app if you don't have a friend or a partner or a roommate, right? So the experience of Cino doesn't start until you invite your network. And that's why we're also, I guess, very sticky and defensible, because you will have your entire network onto Cino. And by the way, we don't pay for any of these referrals. These are free referrals. In the app, we make it super easy. You create a group and then you just send an invite to the group. And that's how the referral starts. It's a simple link that you send, and that is it. It's as simple as that.
That's amazing. Yeah. You always hear about VCs talking about wanting to find the businesses where network effects are built in and they're part of the model. So yeah, it must be amazing for growth. I want to talk about some of the group names. So you posted about some of the group names. Have you got any favorites?
I think the recent one was, I was raised in Italy, so there's a couple of Italian ones which are very humorous. There was a guy who was like, it's an Italian saying where like, as poor, like we cannot even eat anymore. And then there's another one with the friends being like, it's a group for me to be the sugar mama. So for anything in this group. And then there was another one which was like broke but traveling every time, something like that. So it's really funny. Like every morning I love to just scroll and update the new groups created to just get a laugh.
Yeah, so couples like Boys on Tour, Glasgow Survivors, Flights at 6, Arrives at 10. Wow.
Or I swear to God, I can make an entire LinkedIn series just about the group name.
Yeah, the best group names. You should get like you should do like a group name of the week award on LinkedIn and give them that. Get them on, give them like they're 20 quid or something. I want to talk about like what's next, right? So you are kind of unintentionally, slightly intentionally, but also unintentionally, naturally spreading into new markets. Are you focused on doing more of that? Are you going to use the capital that you've raised to help kind of solidify positions and push a bit further in market expansions? Or are you thinking, okay, now we need to like double down on the product, execute there? What's your priority for the rest of the year?
So definitely growth. We're very happy that we're achieving right now 30% month over month. So we definitely want to continue on growth. We just started to scratch the surface. And the other part is product development. Like I know the first app might sound very simple, but there's so much that we need to build and do. Just as an example, one of the features that we're going to be building soon is called sort of like the map of your friendship. So right now there isn't anywhere where you can be like, oh, we went and ate at this bar or had dinner at this place or did cocktails here. And we have all of that data information. So we thought it would be fun to actually create a map to display where you made the payment, with whom, which day it was, how it was split. And maybe in the future, you can add a picture to it as well as new payment methods. So as an example, like if you and I were to go for a cocktail and you don't want to download the Cino app, we can still make a payment together with Cino without you having the app. So a lot of things like that we want to build upon, and they're going to be released in the coming months.
Amazing. That's really cool. I can really that can really imagine the viral effect of those maps. I mean, like, yeah, making their own maps and sharing them on their stories. Yeah, attach photos to it.
I like discovery as well, like showing you where you guys have already been. So like, let's go to another bar and see, what, you can compare bars as well.
So such good data as well on like where are Gen Z spending their time? People talk about they're not drinking so much or like spending so much on food. You must be able to have amazing analytics on exactly how Gen Z, what their spending habits really are.
Exactly. We have a lot of data, and that's sort of like not in the end of the year, but in next year, we definitely want to utilize this data in a smarter way. But some of the interesting use cases our users have said is like, hey, I don't even remember where my girlfriend and I liked to go eat. Like, we went to so many restaurants, but where are the ones that we're going back, 2 or 3 times a month? Or I need to do a date night this Saturday. Where should I bring her? Or, hey, my pal is going to Tokyo this week. I'm going to go in the next month. I want to see where they went, which foods they tried, and I then want to follow that map as well. And so there's a lot of use cases that people are excited about with this map feature.
I was thinking out loud here, like, how are you going to incorporate that into the app? Is that just like some sort of LLM wrapper within the app that you can just talk to your data with?
So at first, I mean, when you make a transaction, we know where the payment was, which merchant, which location, everything, right? So our first iteration of it is basically to say, hey, here's your map. Like, you don't need to input anything. The beauty of it, it's like, we already have the map of your payments. Here's your map. And then tell us, is it okay for us to share it or to show it to with your friends? Do you want to share it or just keep it for yourself so you can like have memories and remember where you spent with Cino?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool.
It's amazing. And how are you defining your role or the CEO role? Because you've had a lot of product experience, being a builder in other companies. How is that shaping the way that you are running this business at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a product manager at heart, right? So I'm continued to be the product manager. I work really closely with our design and engineering team, as well as I try to keep the entire business afloat as a CEO. But I love building product. Like, it's still something that I'm exceptionally passionate about and never going to go away.
Amazing. It sounds really, really cool. We'd love to follow on your journey. I'm conscious we are out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, I feel like we're going to start seeing, and I'm going to download.
I'm going to download, isn't it? Yeah.
It's going to be a matter of time, I think, before like our friends are talking about it. We're going to see it being used out and about. It sounds like an amazing business and product you've built. So
yeah, I think the growth is going to be insane over the next few months and years. So congratulations, and come back whenever you want.
Good.